Going live.
We are ready. Welcome, everybody, to this Thursday night's edition of the Live Well, brought to you by Adams Renovations. If I can get the pool up here, Adams Renovations, Charlie Adams. He is a fellow angler just like us. He will take care of all of your renovations, whether it be new, remodel, whatever it may be. Need a back deck, need a new fence done, whatever it is. You do it. He'll take care of you, and he's a fisherman just like us, so we should support him. And again, the running joke is he'll do everything but a spiral staircase with him. So that's Charlie Adams with Adams Renovations. Call him at 470-505-3412 or email him at adamsrenovations20@gmail.com. Charlie Adams, we appreciate you and your support of the Live Well. And it is also, of course, brought to you by Festive Water Paddle Sports. Tim and Nathan Skinner down there at right off of Highway 369 and 400 right there on Lake Lanier. Whether it may be anything from a kayak rental or a new kayak or a build, whatever it may be, Nathan and Tim, they'll take care of you down there. Go see them right down there, or email them, go to their website, whatever it may be, www.festivewater.com. Your North Georgia paddle sports shop right by Lake Lanier. That is Festive Water. Nathan and Tim, go see them. Tell them Fish North Georgia sent you. So we are having an absolutely going to have a real good fun night tonight. I got Mr. Dane Hunter is in the house. You guys that have watched the show, y'all all know Dane Hunter. He is the ABA Division 125 co-director, along with the director Alex Pierce, and other co-director is Jonathan Farmer, and who's the other one?
Scott
Loffman. They are the co-directors, and of course Alex Pierce is the director for the ABA Division 125. Got some fun stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. These guys, they are they run a real jam up tournament here in North Georgia, and they had a really, really good turnout last weekend for the very first one of the year. I believe they all had 58 sign up, and which wasn't quite the record, but it would have been the record because y'all actually had about 6 or 7 guys that normally fish that actually weren't able to make it, correct?
That is correct.
So the Division 125 is growing. It's been growing under their leadership. They run a real jam up deal. And I highly suggest that if you have not fished it, that you guys fish it. It's a really, really good tournament trail. So we appreciate everything that they do. They support us, and we support them here at Fish North Georgia, and they're good friends of ours. So, I highly suggest, we're going to talk all about it here for a little while, the ABA, because the season just got started, and we've got a really, really cool announcement that's going to come out, and we'll get into that here shortly for all of you guys. You guys are not going to want to miss this announcement. So, we of course, tonight's going to be, we're going to talk about the ABA. We're going to talk a little bit about some fishing too. So, fall is here. It is definitely here. And, I fished Sunday and Monday this week, and, did really, really well, on Lake Lanier. So, I had a real good time. So, but we want to take care of a couple more little things of business before we start talking for you guys that are getting on. As you see scrolling across the bottom of the ticker there, we got the Big Shanty Bassmasters 9th Annual Toys for Tots Bass Tournament. It'll be held on November 4th, 2023 out of Victoria Ramp on Lake Allatoona. $3,000 now, okay? $3,000. That's a little bit of Christmas money there. Will be for first place. So everyone come on out and support the kids. It's a great cause. They do a really, really great job down there with them. I've never heard a coarse word or anything about anything that the Big Shanty Bassmasters have done. If you want to pre-register, you can head down to our friends at the Dugout Bait and Tackle down in Marietta and Kennesaw. You can pre-register there and get on that as of November 9th. Again, mark your calendars, out of Victoria Boat Ramp on Lake Allatoona. So remember that. We're going to let that scroll across the bottom of the ticker there. So good to see all you guys coming in, popping in. I know we got some football, we got some baseball, going on tonight. But I know some more of y'all's will be coming on. And we do want to make mention that as you go, as I type it up right here, for all you Facebook users, we want to remind you to go to www.streamyard/Facebook. And I need to be able to type StreamYard.com/Facebook. Register your name right there so we know who you are, so we can put the name to the face there. It's right there for you guys in the comments. So let us know who you are in the comments. So, yeah, this is going to be a fun show. We're going to Braves already up 4-1. Excellent. That's great. That's great. We're looking forward to the playoffs, I think, for those of us who are hardcore Braves fans.
Still got a few little records out there that's achievable.
Still got a couple things, particularly right now. I guess the biggest thing right now is the home run record by the single season team home run record. So,
well, that's out there. And then if they win tonight, correct, they have home field advantage through the World Series. I think it's down to 1
through the World Series. It's down to 1. So, yeah, it's going to be fun time to be watching baseball. Fall is in the air. It feels like baseball weather finally. So we're going to have some fun, though, tonight. We're going to talk all about fishing. Come with your questions. We're going to talk about the ABA, of course. And we already got a question popped up already from a Facebook user. He said, I've thought about joining the ABA as a co-angler. Never got a straight answer on the benefits for co-anglers. Well, now's going to be your chance to get a straight answer about being a co-angler, and you let us know who you are in the comments right there, exactly who you are, so that way we can put a name to the face and we know exactly who you are. So, Dane, you want to answer that question there?
On the AFT series, which is Division 125, co-anglers actually fish against the boaters. So, is there an advantage? No. Is there a disadvantage? Not really. Ryan, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. We're early in the show.
Do it. This is exciting.
The rules are coming. I spoke with home office earlier, David Haygood, and he graciously allowed me to announce it tonight that in the next few days, as I said, the rules will be coming out, but ABA is bringing a team trail into play. There's going to be different directors. Alex and I have already stepped up that Division 125 will do a team trail. We'll get in a little more detail into it a little bit later, but if you're a co-angler, try to find you a boater to team up with. But as far as right now on the AFT, you do fish against the boaters. Some people like that. Some people don't. We've not had a co-angler to actually win a tournament, but 2 years ago, Nick Treadwell actually won Big Fish of the Year fishing at the back of the boat. So, and up until a couple of years ago, Nick actually fished as a co-angler, and he did pretty well at the back of the boat. Most of our guys, a vast majority, we've not had any complaints about any of our guys that quote unquote backboated a co-angler. I've drawn co-anglers. Alex has, Jonathan has. We all do it kind of the same way. We try to give you fresh water to fish. Most of our guys will. Brett Matthews, some of y'all know Brett. He fishes as a co-angler with us, and he takes pride in his co-angler weighing in 5 fish. This past weekend, he was like, hey, I'm glad my co-angler caught 5 and was able to weigh 5. So some of us strive to make it fun. I guess the main advantage to being a co-angler is you don't have to go out and buy a boat,
Right.
So
What does BOAT stand for again?
bust out another 1,000.
That's exactly what it stands for. Here's a question about the new. Here's a question here about the new team trail from Facebook user. It says, "Is that going to be a different schedule, or are you going to change the format with the schedule you have out?"
No, the current schedule that we have out will not change for this year.
That's for the Division 125.
Correct. The new team trail, we probably, and we're still got to work out the schedule, work out permits, things of that nature. And we're looking at probably starting it in February or March, and fishing it throughout the rest of the year. We will not fish in July. We will not fish in August, for obvious reasons. Don't want to stress the fish and things of that nature. But we will do 6 tournaments, and then we will have a 2-day championship at the end of the season. Okay. And then in the spring of 2025, there will be a national championship. A lot to be determined on that, where it's going to be at, that kind of stuff. The rules, excuse me, the rules have been made. There's a few things that's being tweaked, but they will be coming out. Check www.americanbassanglers.com or our Facebook page, which is ABA Division 125. As soon as they're released, they will be put up.
Cool. Excellent. So I can say this, fishing a team trail, especially with the way that these guys run the ABA 125, is it's going to be fun. It's going to be a well-run trail. I can solidly say that with all of everything in me, that these guys, y'all know what y'all are doing. Y'all run a real jam-up ship. But being able to fish, something like the ABA 125 as a team trail thing and eliminating the co-angler, having it as a partner, I think we're going to have a lot of people sign up for that to fish it. I know I'm going to fish it for sure. So it's we're going to talk about the new pro league. I just seen that, so we're going to talk about the pro league here shortly. This first half of this show is all nothing but the ABA, so we're going to be talking about that for the whole first part of this little show for a little while. I had a half burp there. So I don't know what that was all about.
We kind of had to choke down supper real quick.
We did. We kind of had a slow experience up here at the Huddle House tonight, so we didn't have much of a choice. But so we got a couple comments here. Some James Collins, good to see you, buddy. Always a pleasure to see you. I've been deliberately backboated and it sucks. I'll never do that to somebody. I can't do it either. If you ever get lucky enough to draw me as a boater or as a co-angler in anything, you're going to get some green water to fish, and I'm going to put you on fish. That's just the nature of how I am personally when it comes to fishing these tournaments. I don't want to see you suck. I want to help you catch fish, and that's just how I personally feel about it. But and then we got another one right here. It says, "That's great. I got 2 boaters block me in on the second days in the top 6 years ago. First day I was in the top 40. I 600 anglers, but team will be better." Yes, the team format with the new with this new ABA trail is going to be it's going to be really, really fun. Another big team trail that I think that this is probably going to be is going to have some draw to it, which is going to, I'm not going to say it's going to take it over by no means, but because that's going to be hard to do. But the Skeeter Championship is this weekend, and we're not going to talk anything about the Skeeter Championship for anybody who may be watching that is fishing this weekend. They have a no information rule. They have a cutoff period. We're not going to talk about Lake Chattooga. We're not going to talk about anything going on up there. We can't. And out of respect for those guys who are fishing this weekend, we're not going to talk Lake Chattooga. But we do want to say from all of us here at Fish North Georgia, we wish all of you guys the best of luck this weekend in that 3-day tournament up on Chattooga. So a lot of money about to be given away this weekend. So, we're going to talk about the new Pro League here in a second. Brian Marcuson, he's got a big comment right here. He said, Dane didn't mention it, but the biggest advantage of being a co-angler is the experience and the knowledge. Talk about that for a minute there, Dane, about, the kind of guys that are that fish the Division 125, what kind of stand-up anglers they are, and what kind of anglers they are, period, but just how good overall in general people they are.
Well, it was Matt here a few weeks ago that was on the show. Talked about, Matt O'Connell. How many years did he fish as a co-angler?
I can't remember. I'd have to go back and listen.
Yeah, it was quite a few years that he fished as a co-angler before he stepped up as a boater. I'm not going to call anybody out by name, but I had one of the guys that fished with us and has for several years, his boat tore up. Actually drew me as a partner 2 years ago. We fished Allatoona, and the way I had located fish and the way I was catching fish was totally different than he had ever fished. So just by being in the boat, he learned a whole new way of fishing. So as a co-angler, you get the knowledge of the guy in the front of the boat, and don't think I'm saying that I'm a know-it-all by any means. I am not. Some days I'm the windshield. Some days I'm the bug out on the water. Some days I catch them. Some days I don't. But by fishing as a co-angler and fishing with different boaters, you get to see different types of fishing. I fish a team series with Ryan, and my partner, as a lot of people know, is Jonathan Farmer. And Jonathan and I are yin and yang when it comes to fishing style. He likes a trolling motor on 10, standing on the button, power fishing. I'm more of a methodical, pick everything apart. I'll throw a weightless wacky in 30 foot of water and wait on it to sink. I got the patience of Job. But I've learned some stuff from him about power fishing. And on the same token, he's learned a few things finesse from me. So it's a give and take. So as a co-angler, most of our guys will help you out. If you ask the question, they'll tell you what they're doing. They'll explain what they're doing. If you're looking to make your house payment, fishing tournaments, ABA is not the way to do it. Neither is a pot tournament on the weekends. This is put a little skin in the game, have a little bit of fun. We do have a national championship at the end of the year. Top 500 anglers qualify. Top 250 that go as boaters. And when I say the top 500, not all of the top 250 are going to go. So you may be boat 400 and still qualify as a boater. You may be 800 and still qualify to fish the tournament because there's other people through obligations or expense or don't want to travel or don't want to fish that lake. You get the opportunity to go. But kind of lost my train of thought there. But
you're saying a mouthful.
Yeah. Anyway, our national championship is not next week, week after next for the 2023 season. It's on Lake Hartwell this year. Well, Jonathan Farmer was our AOY of the year. And because we average more than 40 anglers, our top 4 finishers go, and it's the top 4 in the division, go as quote unquote angler of the year. So we're in contention to win a brand new Camus boat in the angler of the year category if we win the points. The tournament itself is giving away to the winner another Camus boat. And for those that are former military, active military, whatever, there's a tournament inside of the tournament where top Army, Air Force, Marine, Navy, Coast Guard, I believe, all are recognized as being the top finishers. In fact, Scott Loftman, one of our co-directors, he's in the top 5 in the Army category for the armed services part of that. So if you want to fish, when you can go online and sign up at AmericanBassAnglers.com, or you can join at the ramp. But when you do, if you are former military or active military, make sure you fill that part out. Because if you ever go to nationals, there's another tournament within the tournament.
Right. So
I kind of went around the world there.
You did, and you got. I mean, and that's what this whole first part of this show is all about. For this thing is for all this. I think the team trail is probably kind of the biggest little bombshell, I guess we can say, as it is. Because I'm excited about it. I'm going to definitely be fishing it. Bronson Cox and I are going to be signing up to fishing it. So we'll be there. Who knows? We'll probably win one, but me and him fish really. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, blind hog finds acorn every now and then.
That's right. That's exactly what happens. So, no, I'm just playing. No, but we like team trails. I love team trails. I used to fish. I still do fish mainly team stuff. I don't really fish a lot of solo stuff personally because I like enjoying the day with someone and especially like a partner that I like to spend time with. I like to fish together. So,
do you and Bronson
Cox is in the comment section.
I see him there. Do y'all need a moment or something?
He's my partner, and I love him. He's my friend. But no, but the ABA. If you've got any questions or anything about that, anymore, that comment right there at the bottom of the screen right there is as long as Dane stays off our holes. Exactly, stay off our holes, man. Y'all fishing our shit all the time.
I'm sorry you go to the wrong place at first. We go to the right place the first time around. Hey, Bronson, I'm sorry your partner can't pick a good spot to take you to.
Whatever. That's whatever. We're going to get the camera off his face. But that's Ron Pendergrass right there. That's how I learned was being a co-angler. So I'm versatile in every bait. But what's up, Alex Purse? Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in and watching it.
James Collins down there. That's my brush pile.
That's my brush pile. I don't know you. Get off of it. That's Ron Pendergrass right there talking about being a co-angler. He's watching, pay attention. He learned how to do a lot of different stuff. And yeah, fishing, being a co-angler, you can learn to be more versatile. And you can get some, potentially, if you get the right guy, you'll learn how to do some stuff that you might never have thought about ever doing before. So, it's a good thing. We really love the format. I like it because, if you draw me in an ABA 125, and I'll just use myself as an example, like I said, you're going to get some green water, and I'm going to let you catch some fish. That's just how I am. And, I'm a nice guy. How about that? So, but if I tell you don't throw somewhere, don't throw where I tell you to throw. I got purpose behind what I'm telling you to throw. So, what's up, Kurt Wheat Hunt? How are you doing, buddy? Good to see you. But anyway, anything else? Well, we want to talk about the Pro League, and before we talk about the Pro League,
OFT, let's throw the next tournament out there.
Go ahead and let's throw it out there before we get to talking about some fishing, because we're going to talk some fishing too. So go ahead. Let's talk about the new ABA Pro League that's coming out, because I know there's a lot of guys who fish BFLs and whatnot that are kind of excited about a change of the shield, getting that eagle instead of having that MLF badge. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Well, real quick, AFT, our next tournament is Lake Lanier on October 21st. It'll be at War Hill. If you want our complete schedule, you can go on the ABA page, ABA Division 125, and our schedule's on there. Like I said, you can sign up the morning of the tournament and join right there at the ramp. All right. So what's the questions on the Pro League? And I am by no means, this is brand new.
It is.
But I have my cheat sheet here. So
it is. You always come prepared with a cheat sheet.
Yes.
Ask questions away about the Pro League. So the Pro League, where's it going to be? What's it going to do? How many tournaments is it?
All right. In the Pro League, there's an Alabama North, Alabama South, Carolina North, Carolina South, Florida, blah. There's a Georgia, Louisiana, and all this information is on the ABA website. Basically, it's going to be 1 day events, full field, which, if I remember correctly, is 150 boats, but do not quote me on that.
We just had a question: is it open to everyone? I'm assuming yes.
Yes.
If you pay the entry fee, you can fish it.
Yep. You got to get an ABA membership. You pay the entry fee, you can fish it. Full field, $10,000 first prize. Camus owners,
yeah, baby.
There is Camus cash, so $7,000 more, up to $7,000 more for the 1 day events. Anglers will accumulate points based on their performance. The system will combine the best 3 1-day events and the best 2-day events fished in any division. Keyword, fished in any division to establish your national standings. You can't go fish Sinclair, Oconee, and then go over and fish in Alabama and then go up to Tennessee and fish in theirs.
Pause here.
Is my understanding. Oh, he snuck in the back door. So it's, and then there will be a national championship at the end of the season. Entry fee for the 1 day is $325, and that does include the big fish. So welcome, Mr. Paul.
Paul's here. I'm coming around.
I'm here to interrupt. Go Braves. Cubs suck. Keep going, Dane.
Oh, I'm waiting on the
Pro League.
Yeah, the Pro League, the championship will be held in spring of 2025. And I'm about 99.9% sure it has already been selected to be at Lake Eufaula.
What?
The big bass capital of
tear that sign down
somewhere.
But the Georgia division
I put a pistol in my mouth.
Starts in February. February 10th on Lanier. March 9th on Oconee. March 23rd on Sinclair. And then the 2-day championship is September 28th and 29th on Oconee. So that's the Georgia division.
Oconee, yee.
So Lanier.
Oconee's on the come up.
Oconee, Sinclair, and then 2-day on Oconee.
Which one of those do you have circled, Dane?
None of the above.
Oconee.
That bad?
I got conflict on just about every one of them.
Boo.
Which one's the one they gonna bring in some weight on?
February 10th on Lanier, they ought to be some ditch pickles brought in. Ryan?
Cranking fish.
Ooh, it is the season.
Cranking fish.
It's the season.
Cranking fish.
Huddleston.
That's exactly what's going on. That's exactly. That's what's going to win the game in February. We don't talk about that enough, though. Here is the whole late winter, early spring crankbait bite. We just don't really talk about that a whole lot, but we're going to talk about some fishing here in a few minutes, guys. So we want to get the whole ABA stuff because I fished several of the ABAs. I didn't start fishing ABAs until back up. I fished the ABA when I was 18 years old as a co-angler, and I learned a lot. I fished the Division 8. It wasn't the Division 125. I fished the big Division 8, which was like the BFL version of the ABA, and I fished as a co-angler. And I had some good ones and I had some bad ones. I had a couple of instances where I was just like, I'm 18 years old and I already know more than you. So, and I had some instances where I learned some things for some really, really great anglers. But it definitely helped breed me into who I was. But we're going to talk about Ditch Pickles, Ryan Bryant. He fishes the ABA, and Timber Toads. Sounds like, I don't know who that might be, but I don't know. I love Buzz Baits, Scooter Legan, DA. I guess maybe that's Scooter Legan, I guess. I don't know. So, but yeah, like I said earlier, we've got this weekend. There's a lot of stuff going on, big stuff going on. We got the Skeeter Championship. It's Kevin Underwood. What's up, Kevin? Lip stuck up.
I was going to suggest it was Kevin because he loves the timberfish.
Megalodons. But we got a lot of big stuff going on this weekend. We've got the Skeeter Championship, which we will not talk about, like I said earlier. It's up on Lake Chatuge, 3-day event. And then Saturday on Hartwell is the Redfin tournament. What are they calling that? The Redfin Invitational or something like that. I don't know.
Don't make me lie to you.
All I know is it's like
Kevin, sound off there, brother.
Yeah. I think Kevin's fishing it. I know Scooter Legan, if that's really him commenting right there. I know Scooter Legan's fishing it. And I know that Harold Grizzle is fishing it. Kaz Anderson, I believe, might be fishing it too, being that he is sponsored by Redfin. I would probably assume that he would probably be fishing it.
If he's not, he probably definitely going to be there.
He probably, yeah. There's also a BFL on Hartwell the same day.
Yeah.
It's fall as we start to gear into to talk about the fishing talk for tonight. Fall is definitely getting here. It felt like fall today. It felt like fall Monday morning. When I was out on the water all day. It just Kurt, he's packing for Chatuge. See, that's exactly my point being. Kurt, we hunt, friend of ours, friend of mine, packing for Chatuge, and he's going to be up there for Skeeter Championship. We're not going to talk about Chatuge.
Yeah.
So Kurt's fishing the tournament. No information rule.
Yeah.
Kurt,
beautiful lake.
Kurt, good luck. Maybe you'll bring home a trophy or big $25,000 check from Skeeter. I think he fishes with Brad
Facebook
Davis,
user there has a question. Just to clarify, if you cross over
regions in the ABA Pro Series, you can't qualify for AOY. Let's clarify that question there.
Let's clarify.
Joseph.
Give me just one moment.
He's gonna be looking.
We got satellites linking up in space.
Satellites linking in space. No, Kurt, we appreciate we do very well.
Dane's got the fax machine firing up.
Yeah. The little rat's running overtime up here.
That's right. The hamster on the wheel.
Oh, it's a paper graph. He's got the little needle.
That's a hump. That's a ditch.
All right. Anglers will also accumulate points based on their performance in each event. The system will combine the best 3 one-day events and the best 2-day event fished in any division to establish the national standing. The system will also combine the best 3 one-day and best 2-day events fished within a division to establish the anglers' divisional points. The national standings will play a significant role in determining the invitations to the 2025 championship. That is word for word.
Significant. You got a good reading voice, Dane. Got to get you to read some stuff.
So, in the AFT, we have a gentleman who fished in our division last year who is really, really high in the national points. He fished 4 one-day events with us. However, he decided to go fish a 2-day event with another division. By doing so, he is really high in the national point standing, but he does not qualify for the AOY because he is not a top finisher in his division. So with the AFT points, that's how it is. And the way I read this and my interpretation, you can always call ABA to get any kind of clarification on any rule. But the way I read this is the points will accumulate just like they do in the AFT. However, let me get out of this.
We're going back to the telex.
Yep, something like that.
Ready to talk fishing. Beep. Who's ready to talk fishing? Raise your hand. I am. Ready to talk fishing.
The top 150 solo series.
Here we go. I'm going solo.
Which there is an Alabama division, a Texas division, a Florida division, a New York division. I believe that was all of them.
New York.
New York City. Well, Georgia's one we care about.
Yeah.
You look froze on the screen.
Sorry.
He was like,
There is the new top 150.
And
I know very, very little about it other than it's $625 entry fee, which includes big fish, and the payout's $20,000. And I am positive that a full field is 150 anglers. So if anybody's interested in that, they can go to American Bass Anglers, learn more about that. So,
outstanding.
are you
all
done?
right, I'm done.
You're
You
done.
ready to talk fishing?
Let's talk fishing.
That's all the ABA news that's fit to print.
Something like that.
Pretty much.
All right.
Listen,
Y'all talk fishing.
As Paul Howard used to
Listen.
say, and now page 2.
listen. More information will be coming down the pipe about the new team trail.
Yes.
Just you wait. Go on, if you don't already, you want to know more about it, go to the Facebook group page, ABA Division 125. Go like it, follow them. You'll be updated as they go. Dane, Alex, Jonathan, Scott, all them that help run that page, they do a fantastic job of keeping everything up to date. They will let you know on that Facebook page as soon as they have all the information, all the rules, whatever it is, for everything that's going to be involved with that team trail. So,
And literally the team thing was released on this show tonight.
mhm,
There's nothing else out there about it.
that's right.
I've received permission from David Haygood. Ryan is my witness to basically disclose it tonight.
That's right. That's right. So we appreciate you coming and talking about the ABA. As always, you watch the membership grow, and it's been fantastic. Got some really good quality anglers that are involved with the ABA. So it's fun stuff. If you guys are interested in it, hit Dane up on Facebook, hit Alex Pierce up on Facebook. Ryan Bryant, completely agree. Team series is going to be fun. It is going to be fun. So if you got any questions, though, hit up any of those guys. They'll answer all your questions as best of their ability. Yeah, right. And if you don't get an immediate response, send them a message back again. They don't care. So
just please don't call Alex after about 7 o'clock. He gets up between 2 and 4 just about every morning.
Yeah, he's got hot cereal.
So he goes to bed early, and if you wake him up, he's a little on the grumpy side. Love him to death, but you wake me up, I get a little grumpy too. So
that's right. That's right. Call me.
And I can tell you, Bryant's already got his fishing partner picked out. I'm sure he's already called. Dad, guess what?
That's right. Listen to the farmer over there. He's like, I'm Jonathan Farmer. All right, let's talk some fishing.
Well, I okay, since Farmer's here now, I keep getting all these comments about me being Farmer 2.5.
2.5?
Yeah. So I think they're trying to make fun of me and meaning like 0.5, but everybody keeps calling me 2.5.
No.
So I guess I'm a better version of Farmer. I don't know.
Farmer? The shit talking has already started. We got one more question that we're going to talk about with the we got one more question right there that we're going to talk about with the team series right there from James Collins right there. Dane, if you can, see if you can find out. If you're the boat owner and your partner can't make one, are you allowed to fish solo, or do both anglers have to be present in order to fish?
That is one of the rules that they sent out to us, and we gave, as directors, some feedback on it. I don't know exactly what the rule is going to say.
In terms of subs.
Yes, we talked about having an alternative partner. That was part of the discussion. And the discussion went to being able to fish one event solo. But James, to be honest with you, until the rules actually come out, I don't know. That's the best response.
And y'all aren't making the rules.
No, they are.
The ABA is making the rules.
Yes.
So it'll be, for the most part, it's going to be pretty much the way the ABA is right now. The rules for as far as like fish care, fishing rules, etiquette rules, all that's going to be the exact same carbon copy of the ABA as now, right? Present.
Pretty much, yes.
So, yeah. So,
and Ryan said I got him.
So,
he's already called Dad.
Yeah, you got him. You got him. So, fair enough. Thank you, sir. James Collins said so. If you got any more questions about the ABA, we'll answer them throughout the show. So, but let's talk some fishing. It's time to talk fishing. And, boy, it is fall's here.
Yeah.
Fall is here. And basically let the fun start beginning. It's things are going to be changing week to week now, especially as this weather starts to be consistent. I can go ahead and tell you in terms of Dane can talk about what he saw at Allatoona last week in the first Division 125 tournament that they had. And I can tell you this, I was on Lanier. I know who that is. That's Harold Grizzle.
That's Harold.
Harold sucks. Harold always sucks, but it just, they're biting somewhere. They're always biting somewhere.
Harold, don't blame your lack of fishing ability on the lake.
That's him.
I know.
That's him. That's the way he is. And Harold Grizzle is like the epitome of, this like sucks, and then on tournament day he brings in 18 pounds. Yeah, he's really good at doing that. So he's just don't let him pull the wool over your eyes. But yeah, so fall is here, and I fished Sunday and Monday, and we have our club tournament this Saturday on Lanier, and I can go ahead and tell you right now, the main channels of the river is already beginning the turnover process.
Yep.
We literally talked about the turnover last week. And as soon as I showed up to the lake, Sunday morning this past weekend, got out onto the main channel of the Chattahoochee River Arm. Like, it's beginning to turn over. It's beginning the first steps of turning over. And, it's happening. It's happening. And, you can just tell, you can smell the water. You can look at the water. You can drop a bait over the side of the lake, and you can watch it turn coffee colored as it goes about 6 to 10 inches down, blow the surface up that way. So, with the turnover starting on Lanier specifically, and we'll talk about Allatoona and what you saw, the rules are going to kind of be the exact same, whether it's Allatoona, whether it's Lanier, whether it's anywhere else where it's turning over. Rule number 1, first stage of the turnover, you need to find anywhere where you're fishing where it's turning over. You need to find places where there are freshwater creeks flowing in.
Clean water.
Clean water is the ticket. Clean water right now will be cooler than wherever the water is turning over. Saturday is going to be interesting for you guys on Lanier. Yes, it is going to be interesting because we cannot go below 53 at Gainesville Marina. And it is absolutely shit nasty up the Chattahoochee right now. But
somebody found
the pattern, and I got a pattern, and I got a good pattern. So if you pay attention to me, I'm about to give my pattern away. Anywhere where there's fresh water coming in right now, there's bait. Yeah. And they're already beginning that atypical fall pattern that they all the fish, no matter what lake you go to, it does not matter. I don't give a damn what lake you go to. They always at the beginning of the fall pattern, there is a population of fish that will be feeding shallow on small, this size bait, half the size of my pinky, little threadfin shad.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know whose pattern is. You have my pattern, huh? Is that Harold? Is that Harold? It ain't your pattern, buddy. I'll go ahead and tell you that right now. It ain't your pattern. I'm on a good pattern right now. So, and it is not probably what anybody thinks it is, but it is one of the rule number 1 though is if you find areas, Farmer. Pattern, what pattern? Farmer was with me Monday when we fished, so. I don't know, Farmer, if you want to answer that question in the comments. Was it a pattern or was it not a pattern? I don't know. I think it was a pattern.
Well, from what I hear, it was pretty much once you found them, it was anything, but
Yeah, well, the location style was what it was. And but what I'm getting at is there's going to be a population of fish that are going to be feeding on this little bitty small threadfin shad. Places that I fish, when you fish these areas, a lot of times in these areas where the fresh water is already flowing in, you're not going to find a whole lot about with herring on the blueback herring lakes. You're not going to see much herring shallow like in these areas yet. You may find some unicorn areas, but don't bank on that because they'll leave. Yeah. This time of year. The threadfin shad, the little bitty small threadfin shad where they just absolutely just gorge on them all day long is areas where you can find it. So if you can find any areas of water, no matter what lake you fish right now, that has some clean water dumping in, it's going to be cooler. There's going to be more, it's going to be cooler. It's going to be cleaner, and the oxygen level of the water is going to be what needs to be done. When you find areas like this, for those of you who do not know, the fish will bite.
Yeah.
When you find these areas, the fish will bite.
Absolutely.
But the pattern, it was a pattern, and the pattern is location. So, but when you find these areas, you've really got to more this time of year now through the end of October. And we will continue to talk about this on the live well as October and stuff moves along. Now through the end of October, if you're not comfortable doing it, you're going to have a hard time. I'll be back. I'm going to eat. If you really don't do what I'm about to say, you're really going to have a kind of a hard time. And you need to keep moving. You need to cover water. You need to find the places that are correct.
Yeah.
And really, when I say correct, it's literally it's that minute of the details that it needs to be correct. Of course, like with anything, as Kevin Underwood and I spoke last week on the live about it, the turnover starts on pretty much every single lake, starts on the upper end of the lake, and it works its way down. Right now, if you go to the south end on Lanier, it doesn't really look like anything's going on. It looks no different than what it is. The surface temperatures are still a little bit cooler than what they were. It has cooled down on a lot of these places. I know you said last Saturday that Allatoona had considerably cooled off from what it was. Y'all had temperatures in the upper 80s, and now y'all have got temperatures in the upper 70s.
Yeah.
And on Allatoona,
76 is when it started in the morning. 70, almost 79 when we come off the water.
Yeah, and that's what some of the main channel stuff that I saw Monday and Sunday this past weekend was it was warmer on the main channel. It was a good 2.5 degrees warmer compared to the areas where the clean water is, and the cleaner water. And it almost seems like in the areas where the water is putting in, see, he said it was 76, 77 on South End. The coolest water that I found Monday morning was 75 in the back of a pocket.
Yeah.
So, and again, that's up the lake. And that was where we found better quality, and we found a lot more fish. But we caught fish on a plethora of different lures. This time of year, some of your best baits are things like spinner baits, chatter baits, square bill crank baits, diving crank baits.
Something that's got a little vibration.
Something that's got some vibration. Anything that you can to emulate, anything that you can do to emulate threadfin shad is a real big key.
Yeah.
I know Kevin's watching, and he's going to be chasing the herring eaters, and you can chase the herring eaters, and you can still have some success. But
let's call it what it is. Kevin's darn good at chasing the herring eaters. He is darn good.
He is really, really good at chasing the herring eaters. And if you want to learn how to catch those herring eaters, you just book a trip with him, because he can tell you all about it. And he's a fantastic guy going with a guide trip with, for sure. So, yes, I kind of know where you was Wednesday. But black and blue rattle trap. Wow. Okay.
That's your partner.
That's my partner.
That's your partner.
If there's a freaking black and blue chatterbait laying on the deck of my boat Saturday, I'm going to.
He's gonna have him one of them big old Guggen black and blue chatterbaits.
You better, if you have Guggen something, I'm going to kick your tail. I really am. Kurt Wehunt said A-rig. A-rigs work really well this time of year. Especially when they have these the schools of the shad are balled up like they are, and there's nothing that imitates a school of shad as good as an A-rig. Ryan Bryant said a banjo minnow works good. Hey, more power to you, dude. If you want to throw that banjo minnow, get after it.
Helicopter lure.
Yeah, the helicopter
lure.
Or
what was that other flying lure?
The flying lure.
Gil Hunter the dot.
Yeah, yeah.
The 180-piece Mighty Bite fishing system.
Yeah. With your
was that the electronic one?
Yeah, that's
the Mighty Bite.
That's the one that had the battery power in and out of it.
No. What was it?
No, that was the Mighty Bite. It had this little bitty canister you put in the damn thing. And
no. There was one that was you throw it in the water, and the water completes a circuit and it's the little red light in the
the little red light to flash.
Was that the laser lure?
Maybe.
Yeah.
The laser lure.
I remember that. I'm gonna have to be Googling that here in the next few seconds.
Well, you might as well. Ryan Bryant says Mighty Bite. I think I'm with Ryan. I think it was the Mighty Bite. I don't remember.
But it had let's go fish.
No, that's the Instant Fisherman. Let's go fish. And then you're out there and you can throw every bit of 20 feet. Fish will reel in a shark. That's exactly what it does. What a lot of crap.
I'm making a total left-hand turn here. Have you watched any of these videos, people catching, these big catfish and bass fishing and all with the Barbie rods and reels.
Yeah.
Well, you put some 80-pound braid on that thing and you winch them in.
Some of them are pretty funny. Some of them are pretty funny.
Just like this right here.
Buzz bait, glide bait.
With the Barbie pole. And Barbie pole's bent like this. It's like almost touching your hand. And the line is like going that way. That's just the way that it is. We need. I still want to do that one day. I want to do a video where we use Barbie poles and we catch some fish. I really do. Buzz bait, glide bait. Yeah, not a glide bait. I'm good without a glide bait. You can have the glide bait.
I want to see you throw a Sebille on a Barbie rod.
I don't know about all that.
You got that. How many inches does Barbie rod bring in on a turn?
Sebille would be laying on its side on the surface, and I'd be like this. trying to
get the drill out to turn the handle.
Exactly. You only get one cast because you ruin the line after that because you use the drill to bring up your line. That's exactly what would happen. But now, fall fishing now. It's really here, and I love the fall. The fall is probably one of my favorite times of the year. It's not my favorite, but it is definitely in my top 3 favorite times of the year to fish. And if you don't like it, get with the program. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. If you don't like it, you probably, in all seriousness, you probably don't move enough. Yeah. If you don't like fall fishing, if you don't like fall fishing, you just don't cover enough water. Yeah. If you feel like you have this undesirable urge to go out there and from the get-go drag a worm, you have already give up, in my opinion. Yeah. Dragging a worm this time of year is just not going to be. This is not going to be conducive to. I mean,
I'll tell you one of the things I did Saturday on Allatoona is I got out. I caught my 5 keepers. Well, I went lip hunting. And typically on Allatoona, that's go shallow, treetops, stump rows, things of that nature. And I went with a big worm and a jig. And I caught quite a few largemouth, just none that would help me.
Peckerheads.
So, there's some fish shallow. There's a lot of fish shallow right now, just not major quality. Did you see Farmer's comment up there just a little bit? It's small, think small.
Yeah, you're talking about not the trolling motor one, the other one. He said, in the fall, think small. Downsize your presentations will help you catch more fish in the fall. How'd that work out for you, Farmer? Monday.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Hold on. I want to go back to this trolling motor comment because I was told something earlier that I want a clarification for Farmer. Somebody said they had the trolling motor on 7. You were in the back of the boat and you told them that they were going too fast, that they needed to slow down.
He did.
He said 6.
He did. I was on 7.
7's too much.
Nah, not the way we were catching fish.
I
was like, Farmer, throw there. He's like, hold on.
I've been in the back of Farmer's boat when I swear we was on 20 and the trolling motor only has 10, and we cutting across the shoreline so quick.
I kept 20 minutes for that wacky rig to fall.
Said,
well, I kept waiting on the Hawaii 5-0 theme song to start playing in the background, da 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 da, because we are getting it. So to hear Farmer say you're going too quick, you must have been throwing a wake.
Farmer said, "Who? Talking about you." There was at one point where I was like, "Am I going too fast for you?" Like, "Nah, you're good. Nah, buddy, you're good." And I turned around and look, and you're throwing, and you're like, I'm like already like you're throwing, and there's a bow in your line, and the bow is not coming this way. The bow is coming this way because it's past your line. So, I'm know. See, exactly. That's what he said. He's full
Aren't
of
you glad
shit.
you come to the party tonight?
Yeah. See, you could have come up here and defended yourself. So, but now but like I said, Farmer and I fished Monday together, and we were burning it. We were burning the trolling motor really, really well, and just going to go ahead and throw it out here like it is already, and just going to say,
Yeah.
live scope helped in certain situations, even though we were burning the bank.
Yeah.
And I know that's going to be a controversial thing, but that's just the way that things are right now. When you can look out on some of these flats, on some of these that we were fishing in the backs of these creeks, when you can look out there and you can see the balls of bait and you can see the fish chasing the balls of bait, you kind of already have a presumptive notion of what to do, and where the fish are going and what the fish are doing, and you can throw at them, and then crucify me if you want to, but let's go ahead and tell you right now, you can fish shallow and cover water and still use your live scope, because I've learned how to do it. It's a tool, and I'm going to use it.
Saturday morning, and I'll tell you, I fished north of Galt's, south of Sweetwater.
Mm-hmm.
I never passed either of those on the main channel. Before 10 o'clock, I didn't even have to have a graph on.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to help me
Mm-hmm.
at that point. 10 o'clock, I start running back down the lake, and I see bait busting on one of the marker poles. I pulled in, dropped trolling motor, and I reached down, I guess, out of habit, and turned on my Panoptics.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be the first to tell you, the next 3 fish I caught, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Because they were chasing bait so hard, moving around, that if you'd have been blind casting, I literally would pick up that wolf pack and throw in front of them to let it sink down to them. But that's when I also started noticing the little bubble, 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 bubble.
Yeah.
And yep.
So Alatuna is definitely also, it's starting to turn over.
The water has not gotten nasty yet.
Yeah.
Or on Saturday had not gotten nasty, but you're starting to see the bubble trails.
Mm-hmm.
And which is, we all know it's when that starts, it's coming. But most of the places I found the bubble trails was 15 foot or deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Was where I started seeing those.
Yeah.
So it's coming.
Yeah.
It may already be happening. I have not bills to pay and got to work, so I hadn't been able to go back to the lake since then.
Not everyone says. Not everyone always gets to do it. Farmer, I'm just giving you hell, dude. I was just talking crap about you on purpose because it was funny, because we're friends. So don't take it too personal. He's almost like, ain't nobody pick your big ass up to crucify you. I'm gonna send you a tube of KY jelly to Amicola EMC tomorrow. So that way you
I
can
know
be
who
okay.
that Facebook user is. That's Justin Timmy.
I know where you were, Dane. You showed up on my starting spot, watched 3 miss my top water, and trying to quietly flip 3 fish into your boat. So if that's Justin Timmy, what's up? So yeah, he said LOL, yep.
Hey,
so
he had a good one on. He lost a good one right there in front of me, and I felt bad.
You gotta execute.
Hey, I went on around the corner. He went one way, I went the other. And I went around and I lost a good one. It happens.
Farmer lost a good one Monday.
I thought you told me that Farmer got schooled by one Monday.
He did get schooled by one Monday. He did get schooled by one Monday.
What happened?
Yep. There's a McGuire right there. Tuna's bubbling today.
Not nasty yet, but it's coming.
Yep.
What's up, Tim McGuire? Good to see you, buddy. He and I chatted on the phone Tuesday for a little bit. So it's good to see you and hear from you again.
I want to go back to this schooling thing.
Farmer got schooled by one. It took him to school. It took him out to the woodshed. And I told him All right, so we pulled up to a place, and I'm not going to say where it is, but we pulled up to a place, and I said, "Listen, I got to see." He admits. We're going. I'm going to tell this story. We're going to continue to talk, but I got to tell this story about Farmer. So we pull up to this particular location, and I said, "Listen to me." I said, "Pick your jig up." I said, "Listen to me." I said, "One of two things is going to happen at this place right here in this brush pile." I said, "One is going to happen." I said, "We're not going to bite. Neither one of us." I said, "We don't got to fish this thing but for a second, literally 1 or 2 casts and go, because that's just how this pile works." So one, neither one of us is going to get a bite. Or two, the first bite, whichever one of us gets the jig onto either side of that brush pile where there's one sitting, is going to get the bite. Farmer gets the bite. Farmer sets the hook. All you hear is on the hook set. Well, first of all, this is his rod tip. Like that. And I said, "There it is. That's it." And he sets the hook. And all you hear when he sets the hook is from the drag. And his 7'3" heavy action rod is bowed over. And I said, That's her. He goes, "Hell yeah." And she's got me wrapped up in the brush. And it basically got him, and it got off inside the brush pile. And
it's happened to all of us.
It happens to all of us. So but Lanier, yeah, but so up the river, up either one of the river arm though is definitely but it's definitely starting to turn over. So are y'all talking about seeing the bubbles come up? So the bubbles are kind of an indication, there's so let's get this out of the way. There's bubbles all summer long in certain places. There's just
yeah.
I do what?
True story.
Yeah, there's bubbles all summer long, but it's the volume of bubbles that you start to see. When you start seeing them everywhere,
yep.
And then in coinciding with the bubbles being everywhere, there's just like no fish, there's no bait, there's no Jesus ain't there. I mean, it's like the Gobi Desert in certain places where this is going on, where that happens, and where this goes on at. But that's a big indication of basically turn tail and leave.
Yeah.
And don't hang around. There's
what was odd to me Saturday was I could turn my trolling motor one way with forward facing, and it was just bubbles.
Yeah.
Turn my trolling motor the other way,
Mm-hmm.
up in the shallower water.
Yeah.
There's fish and bait everywhere.
Yeah.
Just 180 degrees difference.
Yeah.
In where they were and where they weren't.
Yeah. And what we really, really, really need, what we really, really need on all these lakes, not just Lanier, not just Allatoona, all these lakes.
Shad kill.
Yes. You said it right there. Guys, we have not had a cold, bone-chilling winter in so long.
Well, I think y'all talked about it with Kevin last week. We had that one right at Christmas.
It wasn't long enough.
But it was just, 2 days and it was gone?
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, it's been so long. Why are people calling Hammonds looking for Sabiles like they're going out of business? Well, for one, being in the tackle industry, let's just give you a little bit of input on this if you do not know. The fall, a Sabile is a really, really, really good bait. It is especially on these herring lakes, it will put fish in the boat, and it will put good quality fish in the boat. Two, they're not. Berkeley Pure has the rights to make the magic swimmer that was from Sabile. And Pure has not making a Sebile, the Magic or the Berkeley Magic Swimmer. They're not making it until November of 2024.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
So that's probably Ty. That's probably one of the reasons why people are starting to try to find them, because they want to get some, and they can't find them because you can't find them nowhere. eBay is numero uno place to find some, but they're getting more. I've looked at them on eBay, and they're about 2 times as much as they used to be right now on eBay.
Well, I was told last week that even though they said they weren't going to make a chrome, Berkeley said they weren't going to make a chrome one, that they are now reconsidering that.
Reconsidering and Pure saying they're reconsidering and actually doing it is two different ends of the spectrum, because Pure claims they do a lot of things, and in the end of the day, they end up not doing it.
Yeah.
Pure is one of the world's worst about it. So Kevin says, get you the pro sashimi, sashimi shad. It'll do the same thing. For those of you who may not know, you can get number one place you go to. Well, 2 different places as you can go to. Head down to the Dugout Bait and Tackle, or head over to Hammond's Fishing Center, or Oakwood Bait and Tackle over there in Oakwood. Those 3 locations, I already know right now, they have the Spro Sashimi swimmer. So any of those 3 locations, Oakwood Bait and Tackle, Hammond's Fishing, or the Dugout Bait and Tackle, you can go down there, and they've got them.
Last time I was down at Dugout, they had a bunch of them right behind the register.
Yeah,
a bunch of them.
Yeah. So you need to get on. So you need to get on that. So Tyler Minute says, I'm gonna say it. Spro Shad swim bait beats that Sebile any day. Well, I'm talking the BBZ shad. Okay. Well, I mean, it's not like it's a terrible bait. It's anything. I don't have a problem with anything that Spro makes. Everything that Spro makes is absolutely top notch quality.
Somebody put there the small sweet bait is money.
Yeah, the bite size.
I just can't afford $250 for a darn swim bait.
I'll get over it. You want to borrow mine? I'll let you borrow mine.
Put it on layaway.
If I throw it, I'm going to put it on 80-pound braid, make sure I don't lose it.
15-pound fluorocarbon, you'll be all right. Tie a good knot. You'll be fine.
No, I've got a regular size sweet bait that I gave $100 for, but I just can't.
Starts with a B and ends with an H. For those of you who got it. So you can borrow money from me, but my interest rate is 25% inflation. The spot chokers and silverback with electric shad. Boom. Spot chokers. They're going to be, well, they work all the time. They literally do. If you haven't figured that out already, spot chokers work all the time. It is getting that time of the year though, where you definitely, if it ain't your thing in the summer, it is getting that time of the year now where a spot choker underspin needs to be laying on the deck of your boat, kayak, John boat, whatever. You need to be throwing one.
Your rig. Top water Jackal Riser.
Yeah, the Jackal Riser. Farmer has one. He threw it the other day. Pretty wild little bait. You got the Jackal Riser. You got the KO Riser. The
lip thread.
Yeah. 2 different versions of it basically do the same thing. Farmer had the Jackal Riser. He was throwing it. That thing's interesting. As far as mimicking small bait fish, if you don't have a Jackal Riser, and you need to get one, because it definitely mimics the smaller bait fish really, really, really well. So somebody in the comments give us a Braves update, by the way. I got you. But the Jackal, I think Farmer caught 3. He caught 3. He caught one close to 3 pounds. There's around 3 pounds on it. Monday when me and him fished.
5-2.
5-2.
What inning?
Bottom 6, 2 outs.
Kevin underspin all day, every day, spot choker all the way. 100%. We've got those at the store. We've got spot chokers, regular spot chokers, and Pro Series spot chokers at the store. We also got the exact Kitech that Farmer and I used Monday, which is the Rainbow Shad 2.8 Kitech. Was actually the one, and Rainbow Shad was what popped into me and Farmer's head Monday when we were fishing about putting that on and using it on the underspin and using it on the back of a buzz bait. About using that.
Buzzbait don't catch no fish.
That was a big deal. Putting that 2.8 Kitech on the back of that buzzbait. It was really big. But the Rainbow Shad, me and Farmer were both like the Rainbow Shad. That one because the threadfin shad, we looked at them in the water and I was like, man, they look just like that. They look like that Rainbow Shad. Pulled out a Rainbow Shad and commenced to waylaying on them with it. So definitely look. He said no. Listen to him. So shut up, Farmer. It's okay. It'll be all right. My color will change by the weekend. Y'all remember the Johnny Rattler? I got 2 of them. Kurt, don't throw them. Just keep them. Just keep them and don't. And yes, what Farmer said about the Jackal risers. You can throw it a mile. That Jackal riser, and Jonathan, he was throwing it on a spinning rod with the Cast X12 braid, and I don't know what size leader he was throwing.
I would venture to guess probably 8 or 10.
Yeah, probably. Farmer, answer that question. I didn't even ask you what leader. I've been throwing the Bellow Shad 3.8 Honeydew on my buzzbait. 8 is what he was throwing it with. So yeah. But the
interesting combo.
It is an interesting combo. But having the cast braid, Farmer was able to sling that thing. He could sling it as far as he wanted to sling it.
I'm throwing mine.
It only weighs 1/4 of an ounce.
Yeah. I've got a Legend glass.
Yeah.
That's what I'm throwing mine on, and you can launch it.
Yeah.
Man, he just had to drop that in there.
What?
We ain't all got St. Croix money, Dane.
Hey, blind hog finds acorn every now and then. I love finding people that pay a lot of money for rods and then have buyer's remorse.
Find you one on closeout.
Want to get rid of them.
Resale. Angry wife sale.
I bought two on closeout recently. I like them. First 2 St. Croix I've ever owned. I like them.
What are they?
One's a Mojo Glass 7.2 heavy,
and a Bass X
that's 7.2 medium.
Nice.
Wonder who picked them up for you.
That'd be you. That'd be you. No, he finds people that don't know how to use it and get fed up with them, and then he buys them. Sounds like, Farmer, you need some KY jelly, baby. We'll help you, some of us. Some of us got Loomis money. Listen, I'm not going to go into bashing on rod companies or anything like that, but if you like G Loomis's or you like St. Croix, more power to you. The arc rods are pretty nice, I will tell you that. Kurt hit the nail on the head right there. Divorce sales. That's exactly right, Kurt. Dobbins glass rods are good, but and not crazy expensive. Yes, Dobbins are also good. I've got a couple Dobbins also. I've got a lot of different rods. I know you only have like 2 or 3 really different companies that you kind of religiously deal with.
Vast majority of my stuff is FX.
Yeah. A lot of your reaction stuff is all Legends.
Yeah, Legends and Mojo Glass.
Yeah.
And then I've got a couple of sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't buy them new. So don't go to blowing up the comments. I bought them buyer's remorse. I've got 2 NRXs. And I actually bought an NRX Plus off of somebody. And I'll tell you, I like the old NRX better than I like the new NRX Plus.
That's hard. I want to set up a GoFundMe And if anybody wants to communicate to me, because everyone tells me that I need to get an NRX Plus for a jig rod.
I've got one that I paid $200 for that looked brand spanking new. I got another one that the cork was a little discolored, but the rod was in good shape that I paid $125 for. You know.
Someone said cashing too. The old NRX is way better. If anybody wants to help a brother out.
And Ryan's going to get mad at me for my next comment.
Ryan's Rod Fund. Yes.
Donate tonight to the double RF.
That's right.
Double RF, RRF.
I'll send my Venmo.
Fund.
I'll link my Venmo in the bottom of the comments. Go ahead, Dane. Go ahead and do what you want to do.
My biggest fish Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Come on a ditch digger with a 3.8 Kitec.
Already?
Yep.
Heard it here first.
Choked it. Absolutely choked it.
So, if you need ditch diggers and you want to start getting some ditch diggers, I'm going to start pouring ditch diggers.
Had to get the long needle nose pliers to get that one out. It was choked.
But it's that time of year.
Yeah.
This is that time of year where bait fish, the gorging of shad and stuff is the key to catching fish.
Yeah.
You find the fish that are wanting to feed, find the fish that are feeding on bait. Typically, it's really easy to catch them when you find them where they're feeding.
I'll throw it out there. Biggest fish, come on the ditch digger with 3.8 Kitec. Next two largest fish came on a quarter-ounce swim bait head with a darn Kitec.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing it out there and just swimming it.
Talking about that, Farmer, you ready to come smash me in the mouth? Talking about Kitex. Have you guys seen? All right, look at me. Have you guys seen the new 6 Sense line through swim bait heads?
Oh, he's going to punch you in the mouth. He is going to punch you square in the mouth.
Have you guys seen? Listen to me. Look at me. Go to Hammond's, go to Dugout, and go get those 6 Sense. Damn you, he said. Go check those things out. Them things are badass, dude. Like, seriously, they're pretty cool.
I don't know if Dugout's got them.
Do they not? I know Hammond's has them. I picked up a pack of them Tuesday when I went to Hammond's.
Farmer, you can't show him any tricks.
He's pissed about it right there.
Can't show him none.
Look at. I have some ordered. See, look. Okay, so look here. Look here.
I'll kill his mic.
And anytime we try to kill a mic, it never comes back.
No, we can't kill mics because if we do, then you'll be sitting here. I'll be writing stuff down and holding it up to
Tim, I'd put my foot in his mouth, but my foot's not big enough.
Whatever. Those I like. Boogie Bassin. That's one of the first time I've seen you comment. If you have commented before, listen. That's my boy Justin Tritt.
Oh,
Farmer,
yeah.
Stop crying. Boogie Bass in there. I like my carrot sticks, but I need to try more brands out. I'm not a fan of St. Croix walleye jig and rod, though. I'll say that. Okay. Everyone come to Laurel Park Saturday and watch Ryan get punched in the mouth. I don't know who Ron is, Bronson, but yeah, come to Laurel Park Saturday morning, and me and Farmer are going to have a WWE SmackDown. It's going to be the main event, and we'll have walkout music and everything. We will. But let's see here. So, but Justin Tritt, Farmer Stop Crying. It's not a secret. My biggest issue was when I was young. I had time. I had no money to fish. Now I have plenty of money to fish, but no time. Well, if you didn't work for friggin' Georgia Power and design hubs and stuff, power hubs, and you might have more time to fish. Farmer's going to put foot in Ryan's arse. I don't know about all that. I like to see Farmer try. Me and Farmer, we duked it out in high school one time.
And I heard he got the better end of you.
He did in the second bit. He did for about 2/3 of the game, but he had help. They had to bring somebody weak side to help him because his daddy was like, "Don't let him get the ball." As we were coming down the court, And Farmer was like, I'm going to hit him in the nads. And I didn't even know who this was, but all I knew is that this number 40, I'm about to knee him in the nads because I'm about sick and tired of him. When Farmer and I first Farmer and our first played or first met each other, we didn't even know who we were. And I played basketball. Farmer played basketball for Fannin County. I never even knew who Farmer was, but we went up there, and the redneck rebels of Fannin County, they were just titans. Like every damn one of y'all fools was like 6.5 feet tall, and I was the only one on the team that was over 6.5 foot tall. And of course, the offense kind of ran through me. And so I go down and I put on the very first part of the game, I win the opening tip. No, I lost the opening tip because Nathan McClure, I think was his name. Dude was like 7 foot and was about this big around right here, literally. And he could dunk, and he could, like, when he dunked, he could put his elbows to the rim. And it was like, whatever. And it was like, you lanky bastard is what he was. Seth, that's his name, Seth McClure. And so they win the tip. When they go down, they score. We come back, and we go straight down. I go straight down to the block, and I put my forearm just bam right in the Farmer's chest, because I was always one of the guys on our team that I opened the statement up, with physicality. And I put my forearm in the Farmer's chest, and I spun around him, and they threw the ball into me, and I drop stepped, and I went through his ass so hard, and 2 points. And I think his daddy was pissed after that point, because the rest of the night was miserable. I still had 16 points. I still had a double-double. but his daddy was like, Jonathan, don't let him get in front of you the rest of the night. So it was fun reminiscing about high school. That was really fun. But I don't know. So just help. One day, when me and Farmer are both ready to like die, like we're done with life and we're completely done. Me and Farmer are going to go play basketball against each other one-on-one again. And we want Danny to film it and put it on YouTube.
I'll film it, Paul. You got to play commentator.
I don't know if I can do basketball.
Well, I don't know basketball terminology. So
football. How long is this going to take, Ryan? How many years do I have to get my basketball nomenclature going?
You got plenty of time. We'll get somebody. Look, listen, everyone's like, I got money on Farmer. Okay, well, we'll see about that. The one thing that I can do that Farmer can't do is I can shoot. Farmer can't shoot. I'm just kidding.
God,
I love Farmer to death. We had a grand old time Monday.
I'm gonna
fishing
get the sheriff's office on standby for Saturday morning to make sure they ain't a killing.
Ron, I was on the phone with my mom. I can't hang up on her. Yeah, you better not.
Speaking of boat ramp.
Yeah. So yeah. So listen here. For you guys that don't know, boat ramps on Lake Lanier are starting to close left and right. Just to let everyone know.
Tis the season, isn't it?
Don't know about Allatoona.
Haven't checked any. I was up here when you started getting all those texts earlier.
I started getting text earlier right after Dane got here, and Keith's Bridge, the gates closed. Bolden Mill will be closed then, because when Keith's Bridge closed, Bolden Mill closes. I don't know what other else ones will close.
Well, what I'm trying to figure
Bronson drove by. I'm going to say this before you say what you're going to say. Bronson did drive by. It was Bronson who told me. Bronson did drive by Little Hall. Little Hall, the gate is not closed. He drove all the way down to the boat ramp, and everything was fine. But he drove right up to Keith's Bridge, and Keith's Bridge was closed.
Well, my question is this the yearly close down?
Well, they haven't always closed them on Lanier. But it's interesting how they closed some. They started closing some on Lanier, but how many last year when they had that big closing last year?
About half of them seemed like.
About half of them closed on Lanier. And the reason why we're saying this, Justin, is because he said Little Hall's open year round. But the reason why we're saying this is because the only ramps that are getting closed again are core ramps, ones that are managed by the Corps. But they're not closing every single core ramp for some reason. Paul, is Little Ridge down there by your house? Is it core?
Yes, it is.
Do you, if you wouldn't mind, maybe before the week, by the weekend, maybe swing by and see what Little Ridge looks like?
It stayed open last year, so knock on wood. We should stay open this year too.
Well, a customer in here earlier made a kind of an interesting comment to, is this the yearly shutdown or is this tied to quote unquote the possible government shutdown? You know,
That's what Ron Swinford, the government shutdown will get many of the core ones. But see, they shut down. But see, some of the docks are getting really shut up. Yes, but you know, they're claiming they don't have the manpower to keep an eye on all of them in the winter. Yeah, again, here, and what's up, Matt O'Connell? Good to see you, buddy. They did this same thing, and the piggybacking right here off of Kurt's comment right there. They closed a bunch of them last year from lack of workers, and that was what they said.
Yeah.
But you know, last year, getting what I'm getting to my point. What ones on Allatoona were closed?
we really didn't have a whole lot
Because Allatoona's a
out
core
of the
lake.
norm. Last year, I know Stamp Creek there for a while did not have an attendant living on site, but to my knowledge, they never actually closed the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Victoria closed last year when the water got low, and there was a few other ramps that closed. But those are typical. Gatewood stayed open, but every year when the lake gets to a certain point, they have to close one of the ramps
Mm-hmm.
because it's not long enough. The other one is, but that one is not. So,
Yeah. The second part of my comment is the actuality. They found out they saved money during COVID shutdowns. Well, yeah, I mean, they don't have to. I mean, obviously, they don't have to. There's no attendant at Stamp Creek now. But yeah, obviously, I mean, they don't have to pay somebody to go out there and go clean. Like if it has a bathroom to keep toilet paper, they don't have to pay somebody to go out there down there by the dock to get the trash out of the dock or out of the trash can beside the walkway going down the dock.
Yeah.
Well, is it laziness or is it just? Or I'll just put it to you like this: is it just choice, or is it just bullshit laziness?
I don't know. I don't know. But like Ron said, you know, Gatewood over at Allatoona, that's a county ramp. It's run by Bartow County. And they have a Scott, the attendant, that lives on site.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it stays open year round. There's a lot of tournaments and stuff that go. And I like Kevin's comment there.
Yeah. Kevin got a great point right there. They lock the bathrooms. They don't need any attendants.
Yeah. You know, but then again, you know, we all see trash in the parking lot. You know, police ourselves.
Yeah.
Clean up after ourselves. We're grown men and women.
Yeah.
You know.
No, 100%.
And
but it's just interesting that here we are now. It's September 28th. And they're starting to close boat ramps up again.
Yeah.
You know,
well, they got what, Keithbridge last year, Bowling Mill.
Oh, last year on Lanier specifically, Keithbridge was closed, Simpson Creek was closed, Bolden Mill was closed. What else was closed? There were several other ones that were closed down on the lower end of the lake.
They didn't close Sardis.
They didn't close Sardis. They didn't close Duckett Mill. Duckett Mill hasn't been open all summer, but the boat ramp is open.
The boat ramp's open,
but the campground's
been shut down.
And Duckett Mill is one of the largest campgrounds on the lake. It is one of the largest campground sites on the lake. It is huge.
Yeah.
Duckett Mill is. So is Bolden Mill. Young Deer is pretty big too.
They never opened Sawney this year. That was for lack of attendance, from what I
Kevin said Old Fed's closed.
Old Fed closed last year, I think is what he said.
Oh, Old Fed closed. Well, if they closed Old Fed last year, then Old Fed will probably be closed again this year. So, but it's interesting that it seems like they treat Lanier a little bit differently. Well, the point I'm getting at is
Lanier seems to have more parks and more ramps than most, though.
Yeah. But so how many? So you don't really know the exact answer minus drawdown that they do every single year on Alatoona. Like, did they shut any down for just like, even though they were just still functioning?
Not to my knowledge, but we don't have that many boat ramps on Alatoona either.
Right. Next
Right
batch of closing, Kim Pruitt. Next batch of closing is on 10/15.
Yeah, Matt O'Connell says Thompson Creek being closed nearly got him on the BFL last year.
Let's see. The dock is out of the water at Old Fed. But see, they can prevent that stuff if they would just go do it and move the docks. But they just won't. Lanier's only a little over 5 feet below full pool right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. To hear some people talk, you'd figure they had the bottom sucked out of it.
Whatever. Many snowbirds that come down for winter RVing are spending their money elsewhere now. It doesn't make sense to me. Victoria, Gauss, and Blockhouse all are core ramps at Tuna. Okay, thanks, Ron. Ron knows. Ron always knows. Ron knows everything.
Yeah, Stamp Creek's core as well. Clark Creek, that's Bartow County. Gatewoods, Bartow County. Red Top is actually state park. So,
Paul, does Lanier have any state parks?
Don Carter comes to mind real quick. That's the only one I know off the top of my head.
I'm racking my brain. I'm trying to think.
did y'all see that little puff of smoke out of his left ear?
You hear the gears grinding. The wheel is spinning, but the hamster has passed on.
I need a Mountain Dew. Gatewood is slept on. I like Gatewood. I hate the fact that Gatewood's like takes no cash to park, but
well, think about it. The core now, it's the card in the machine.
Yeah, but like I buy a core pass every single year.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the things about this whole thing closure is I buy a core pass every single year. So no matter what lake that I go to that's core owned, if it's a core run boat ramp, I buy my pass. I can use it anywhere I want to. Yeah. But I can use core pass on Hartwell on certain ramps, Lanier, Alatoona, doesn't matter. Whatever one's got core passes that take core passes. I pay that money for it. Many of you who in the comments probably pay for a core pass as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then why in the blue hell are you taking the boat ramps away from us? I mean, I can understand if the boat ramp isn't far enough. I can understand that completely. But, stop it. Get some help, as Michael Jordan said in that old McDonald's.
Ty Patterson, I guess that's why we can't think of another one.
Don Carr State Park is a state park located in Hall County. Did you copy? Did you Google that and copy and paste that comment to it? It's like perfectly. Don Carter State Park is a state park located in Hall County, Georgia, along the shores of Lake Lanier. It is the only state park along the shores of Lake Lanier. Right. Who wrote that?
Well, I can tell you, I learned something tonight.
Yeah, we did learn something.
Right above that one is a comment.
Why don't you answer that question? Because I want a Mountain Dew. Dane, I have a question about the ABA. If you fish 2 tourneys in the 125 and 2 in Division 88, can I fish the 2-day in one or both of them?
You can fish it in one or both, yes. But as far as your national point standings, you still get your points, but you are not going to be in AOY contention at nationals. But if you're not going to nationals, who cares? Yeah, you can fish 2 with us, 2 with on Wise or Neely Henry or wherever in Division 88. That's only 2 lakes they fish. Fish their 2-day, come fish our 2-day. You just, before the 2-day, you have to have 4 one-day tournaments before you can fish a 2-day. Hope that clarifies that.
All right. You got it, Dane?
I got it.
Killed it. So Ryan's Ryan's off on a beverage run, and I wanted to take a second to shout out a gentleman in the kayak scene. GAKFL, Georgia Kayak Fishing League, had an event this past weekend on Lake Burton, and Kevin Perrier, I I don't know if you watched or if you listened or if I just murdered your last name. I'm sorry if I did. Brought in the biggest stringer of the day. It was an excellent stringer of fish. And it was found afterwards. Those of you that know about kayak tournaments or catch photo release tournaments, we use an identifier with the fish. We upload to an app. And Kevin had a problem in the morning. He didn't know what the identifier was for the day. And he met a guy at the ramp, and the guy told him what it was. It was B2C3. And this guy shouted that to him across the water. And like you do when letters sometimes sound a little bit alike, he heard wrong. And he put P2C3. And so he found out after the fact that his winning stringer of fish was disqualified. And that's a gut punch for anyone. Most kayak guys have had a fish DQ'd here and there, but usually you do not have the dub and then find out later that you no longer have the dub. And I would just like to just shout out how the grace and humility that Kevin has shown after the fact of this event. And man, next to sportsmanship in the dictionary, he is taking it really well with public face, and just really struck me. And I just wanted to take a minute to shout him out and just say, hey man, hell of a stringer of fish. You've had a hell of a season, and you're a stand-up guy. So beverage run's done. We can get back to talking fishing.
You about to talk fishing for another 20 minutes. All right.
Take us home.
Braves lead 5-2 in the 8th inning. Well, Braves. Who watched Ronald Acuna's history last night? I did. Dane said he got to go now. It's his turn.
They shouldn't have stopped that game in the bottom of the 10th inning.
They shouldn't have stopped that game.
Foul ball.
How about the
Ryan
foul ball?
Snitker should have been able to challenge that play on the grounds that it was a fair foul.
It was horse manure.
I would have said,
I don't agree.
"What, you don't think that should have been a challengeable play?
Hell yeah!
How do you screw that up?"
I think the fact of the matter is, Brian Snitker turns around and he goes, "You're out of here, you crybaby umpire."
What are you gonna do? Cry, baby? Like, how did 4 umps blow that?
The Cubs announcers last night, they were just salty because their playoff hopes are just dwindling. Because
I expect them to be lovable, and I expect
Marlins
them
are
to
about
be
to pass
losers.
The Marlins are about to pass the Cubs.
Well, the Marlins have had a half-decent season. I mean, the Cubs had a good July.
They'll make the playoffs, and then they'll do like they always used to do. Can we discuss the slacking of the Broncos got Sunday? Ooh.
Woof.
Boy, that was an ass kicking. And Sean Payton deserved every second of that. That's all I'm going to say.
I think the crazy thing about that is, like, you don't see that scored in an NFL game. You don't see that in a college game where you've got a D1 opponent playing a directional school. That score doesn't happen. That was wild.
That was like a high school score.
Right?
Like a high school.
That's like a 5A school and like a 2A school.
Yeah. Yeah. Like an elite, like state champion contenders versus we're going to fantastic season if we win 4 games. That kind of stuff. I don't know. What are you doing back there? Whispering something? They're talking about something behind. The Broncos are even worse than the Falcons, and the Falcons are feeling. Listen, look me dead in the eye. Look right here. The Falcons are filling you with false hope. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Their offensive line is still terrible, regardless what the grade out is for the Falcons.
Paul, I was real concerned when he looked at the camera there for just a second, because I thought he was going to say, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Who in our audience understood that reference? That's just an age test right there.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Also, I mean, do the Falcons give you any other kind of hope besides false hope?
Just go back to April of this year or whenever it was and watch my utter meltdown at the NFL draft when they drafted Bijan Robinson.
Oh,
hold on. Who was it that kept calling him Brian Robinson a few weeks ago?
They kept during the Texas-Alabama game. I know a bunch of y'all watched it. During the Texas-Alabama game, Kirk Herbstreit kept referring to Bijan Robinson as Brian Robinson.
That's it.
Brian Robinson III is a former University of Alabama Crimson Tide running back who was already drafted in the NFL. For a couple years before Bijan Robinson even got to college. Second of all, it's not Brian Robinson, it's Bijan Robinson. Third of all, Alabama's Crimson Tide suck. And that's just the bottom line because Stone Cold said so.
Are they bad? Are they bad now?
They have a very uncharacteristically putrid offensive line. The college football. How the hell did we get off of fishing and start talking sports?
But Hope's my favorite character on SEC Shorts, which
whatever.
is the best part of Tuesday.
It's whatever. The college football right now. So we're basically we're technically 5 weeks into it here because like teams like Notre Dame have already played five games. A couple other teams have played 5 games already. Oh yeah, me too, Justin. I'm a Falcons fan. If I watch NFL football, I'm watching the Falcons. But college football right now is more wide open this year than it has been. And I think there's one thing that is making that. And for those of you guys, because I know many of y'all are, and I know this is because if you're like, and this does pertain to fishing because we fish on Saturdays, and then after we fish on Saturdays, we go home and we watch college football. Damn it, that's just what we do in the fall.
Well,
but the NIL is going to why you already seeing the widening of the gap.
Yeah,
and Colorado is not as good as they think they are.
Well, the whole Michigan State announcement thing today, that I'm wondering how many eyes that's gonna.
So for those of you guys who do not know, if that may be news to you, the NCAA ruled this week that Michigan State Spartans football players starting Monday.
I think
it's Monday. This coming up week. Monday, other teams, other colleges, and then the players themselves for Michigan State can begin the process of transferring. Bro, you know how much paperwork is going to be filed next week? There's going to be a lot of them leaving. And it's all going to be revolved around them being able to transfer portal and NIL stuff.
Yeah.
But NIL, and yes, Farmer, that was 100% correct. Agree with you 100% on that. And I think some of y'all in the comments will agree with this too. NIL has made college football a lot more competitive. But in terms of fishing, I will stand by that comment. That's what we do. Those of us who don't, whether you hunt or not, but those guys like me who just hardcore fish.
Some folks like to sit in a tree.
But what happens when they can't field a team? I don't know. It'll be walk-ons, baby. It'll be walk-ons. Hey, you want to play football? You're big. How heavy are you? 240? Great. Come on.
Coach walking through the cafeteria. Hey, man, he's over 6'5". We can make him a tight end.
How big a boy are you?
Can you bench 225 10 times? Yes. Great. Come on. That's all we need. Mentor's trying to blow this
had
game.
A football team on the field
God.
Last year. Like, they'll be fine.
I feel bad for who feels bad for Georgia Tech. I mean, seriously, the rambling Rick from Georgia Tech. They're hell of an engineer.
Has it reached the point where we all feel?
I have to plead the fifth.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer bunch for Dane.
Well, no, I've got a child, stepchild, daughter, mother of grandchild
Uh-oh.
that went there, so she's a diehard Tech fan. So I can't cross that threshold.
Mm-hmm.
I sleep way too hard. My wife will kill me.
Oh, Roy D. Mercer University. We walk through the cafeteria. Well, damn it, boy, how big a boy are you? Exactly what it is. So, did any of y'all catch the pictures of myself and Brett Matthews, aka Bass Fishing Live? Brett Matthews, he looks like Bill Engvall, and apparently I look like Sling Blade, but all right. Woo, Dansby Swanson still doing Dansby Swanson things. Dansby hit the double play. That's what Dansby Swanson's always been good at, is hitting in the double plays.
Clutch.
He's clutch.
Oh, Alex come up with a pretty good one there.
Alex come up with a pretty good one. So you can go to ABA 125 Facebook page and scroll down, and there's a picture of me and Brett Matthews with our apparent lookalikes. Now, Brett Matthews does look like Bill Engvall. I just want to hear Brett Matthews at the next ABA say, "I'm a dark fish. I got caught on a corn dog. I was swimming around down the ocean. I said, what's a corn dog doing down here on the ocean?" But there's a picture of me and Carl from Sling Blade and Brett Matthews and Bill Engvall, and it was pretty funny. I'll give him credit where credit is due. It was pretty funny. He sent that to me early Monday morning. Yes, I look like Sling Blade. Yeah, I reckon.
He was trying his best to find a picture of you without glasses.
I killed my mother and a boy named Jesse Dixon with a lawnmower blade. Mm-hmm. French fried taters and mustard. Mm-hmm. You got any biscuit for sale in there? Much help for them.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, my.
All right. Well, with about 10 minutes to go, let's round this out with a little bit. We're having some fun. We appreciate you guys watching, but we're having some fun with this. Danny will be back. They're coming home Friday. So, tomorrow's Friday. They're coming home tomorrow. They got a 15-hour drive, I believe is what it is, from where they're at in Michigan. I'm back.
User says I'm back.
Ryan looks like
Farva from Super Troopers. You need a liter of cola, Ryan? You need a liter of cola?
That's the first time I've been called that. That is the first time I've been called
Dude,
that.
I think if you trimmed her up to the mustache, you'd be about right.
Justin, you have a challenge to have that posted side by side on the Fish North Georgia page in the morning.
You know it, Paul.
Say Team Ramrod. Team Ramrod.
Oh Lord, this is terrible.
Oh man. What's that restaurant you like to go to with all the goofy stuff all over the walls?
Oh, I gotta brush up on my Super Troopers. Oh God, he said I'll have it done in 30 minutes. Okay, please do, and make sure you tag me in it. Tag Fish North Georgia in it.
Oh.
Don't forget to tell them about the Old Man Show tomorrow night. What's the Old Man Show? I'm trying to think of what that is. What is that? What's the Old Man Show? Who is that? Who is that commenting? Let us know who you are.
Slanger?
Is that Richard Slanger?
It could be.
Yeah, Farmer looks like Trace Adkins. And for any of you guys who, damn it, I took a cover, and I don't think everybody understood it completely. I took a photo of Trace Adkins, and I called it right here. I called it Jonathan Farmer and called it Glass Rod Cowboy. And the two titles of the song is I'm a jig skipper and Lindsay Call. It's right there. Jonathan Farmer's new album. That's him. Oh God, the Old Man Show. I guess they're doing it tomorrow night. I don't know. Jim Farmer and Jeff Nail and all of them have started a new podcast. We wish them well. I guess they're doing it from Jim Farmer's house, but yeah, call Farmer Trace Adkins and ask him, to sing, I'm a jig skipper and Lindsay called. I'm working on lyrics for Lindsay called.
We got to get him to wear the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I ain't touching that one with a 10-foot pole. I'm fixing to have to.
That's Farmer.
Well, that's just because the pole ain't a St.
in the same
Croix.
house with him at Nationals.
I don't know about all that.
I bet if it was a St. Croix pole, you'd touch it.
Mm-hmm. Get him a liter of cola. That's
FX. Give him a liter of cola.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. I don't know.
Let's bring this puppy in for a landing, Ryan. Give us a couple sponsor shout-outs and take us home.
I already did sponsors. I get sponsor shout-outs again. So, so as we round this thing out for tonight, we hope you guys had some fun. You're going to go fishing this weekend. Do like what I said. Just look for the cleaner water. Find the bait fish this time of year, and you'll find some fish. Seriously, keep things like buzz baits, small crankbaits, Alabama rig if you want to chunk it. For me personally, it's still a little too early for me to chunk it.
I'd rather you take me out back and beat me with a lead pipe than throw an A-rig.
I hate it. We'll have to get you on. Well, I'm going to get you on some A-rig fish. Lanier is one of those lakes where you can catch 5 at a time if you find the right ones on an A-rig. I've done it. Can't get them in the boat. Can't get all 5 of the boat, but one always gets off. it just does. But and I never catch. You catch 5 for 9 pounds at one time. But you can do it. Y'all, good luck to everyone fishing this weekend. Skeeter Championship, Redfin, BFL. We have our club tournament Saturday. Fish 73.
Yep.
And we'll be fishing.
Everybody put your life jacket on, put your kill switch on, be safe out there.
Absolutely. There's still going to be a couple of numbskulls that are going to be running around all of our lakes still for a little bit longer. Paul, what was the date from the show when the draft was going on? I have the perfect pick set up. Oh, Lord. We'll have to go back and look at it.
Well, I would say that you would probably get on your Google machine and Google 2023 NFL draft, and you would know what day it was.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was the same night that we had the live well was the first round. So, but y'all be safe out there this weekend.
It was a Thursday.
It was a Thursday, 100% for sure. I did.
It was because
I sat right over there. Put the camera over there. Put the camera over there in that seat. Flop it over there. I sat right here, and I had an utter meltdown.
You had a moment.
I had a moment when they drafted Bijan Robinson. And listen, Bijan's nice. He's eye candy, but damn it, we needed some offensive line help. So we'll see you Saturday, Justin. But good night, everybody. We appreciate you guys. We want to thank Charlie Adams with Adams Renovations for all his support, and Festive Waters for all their support as well. If you would like to become a sponsor for the show, or you would just want to support the show and have some information about your company scrolling along the bottom of the screen, or have a special shout out every single episode, you can contact me directly, and we can get you set up, and I can go over everything with you about supporting the show. We really appreciate you guys, and appreciate all you guys' support. But you guys, I just got a Facebook message from Ken Pruitt. I'm afraid to open it up. I'll find out in a second what it is, but we appreciate all you guys' support. Come fish the ABA 125. Looking forward to the team trail coming up next year. It's going to be really, really fun. And, of course, the Pro League is going to be really, really fun, too. Isn't Bijan a mustard? Yes, he is, and that is exactly what he is for the Falcons offense. He is just very good gourmet mustard. That's exactly what he is. So, oh well, we'll suffer through this year again. It is what it is. But
28-3.
28-3 was the downfall of the Falcons. So, y'all be safe. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys, and y'all have a good, safe weekend. Catch some fish. Brag board time be Monday. It's getting fall. It's time to be fishing again. Paul have that posted Monday morning. So y'all be safe. Y'all have a good one. I'll be at the store tomorrow here. Come see me if you got some downtime. I'll be here at 10 a.m. Y'all come see me, and we're going to get after it. And Dane, appreciate you coming.
You got anything to add, Dane?
No problem. No.
You got anything to add?
Everybody be safe. If you have any ABA questions,
call me.
Yeah. My
That's
number's
right.
on our
me,
Facebook
baby.
page as well as on the American Bass Anglers website.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Ryan, anything else to add?
No, we're good. We'll be back next Thursday night. got some good shows going to be coming up this fall though, so y'all stay tuned, stick around. Working on Nick Dupree with Epic Boys. He's going to be when we can get a Thursday lined up. Nick Dupree will be on. He watches the show from time to time. He's on vacation this week. Got some new content he wanted me to tell everybody about. That's going to be dropping on his YouTube channel. So y'all be on the lookout for that. And again, like I said last week, Todd Burke's going to be in the building sometime soon, and that is going to be a spicy episode because the man don't use a lick of electronics.
Oh, it's going to be entertaining.
It's going to be very entertaining. He don't use a lick of electronics, so it's going to be really, really fun. So appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one, and y'all be up in the land of the giants. Not like dying farmer, he's dying. Get over it. Y'all be good. Have a good weekend. See ya.
Good night, everybody.